Rock, paper, scissors is one of the first games people learn as a kid. It's a quick and casual game that can help ease boredom and even settle disputes. Rock, paper, scissors is a hand game where at least 2 players have to compete. To play the game, each player must throw a hand gesture that symbolizes rock, paper, or scissors. Rock beats scissors by crushing it, while paper beats rock by covering it. Lastly, scissors beat paper by cutting it up. The player with the most points wins. People all over the world play this game, as it continues to be one of the most popular hand games ever. Despite this, few people know anything beyond playing the actual game. If you're interested in learning more about rock, paper, scissors, then keep on watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more neat facts to discover the world one click at a time.
Number 1. Rock, paper, scissors originated in China. The game dates back to the Second Imperial Dynasty of China, the Han Dynasty, from 202 BC to 220 AD. This early version was called Shoushilin, and it is considered one of the oldest hand games in the world. Versions of the game soon emerged in Japan, but it wasn't until the 1920s that rock, paper, scissors reached Great Britain. Soon after, newspapers were publishing stories about the popular hand game. Number 2. Different countries have different names for the game of rock, paper, scissors. In the UK, for instance, people call it paper, scissors, stone, or rock, or Rochambeau. Meanwhile, in Germany, they call it Schnick, Schnack, Schnuck. There are different names in Asia as well. In China, another name for the game was Jiandao Shito Bu. The Japanese, on the other hand, have several variations. A general name for these hand game variations is Sansukumi-ken. Number 3. There are also several variations of the game with different symbols. While the name and symbols might be different, the rules stay the same. One example is Mushi-ken. Mushi-ken is the earliest variation of the Sansukumi-ken. Instead of rock, paper, and scissors, the players use hand signs of slug, frog, and snake. Number 4. One example of a variation of the game is rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. Sam Cass, with the help of Karen Bryla, invented rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. This variation is like the original, except it adds 2 new symbols, Lizard and Spock, a fictional character from the Star Trek series. The rules added to the game are as follows. Rock beats Lizard, while Lizard beats Spock. Spock beats Scissors, while Scissors beats Lizard. Lizard beats Paper, while Paper beats Spock. Lastly, Spock beats Rock, and Rock beats Scissors. Number 5. In this variation, there are also lesser chances of a tie. Because players can choose from 5 symbols, there are lesser chances of a tie. This also lessens the chances of draws. Number 6. The popular TV show The Big Bang Theory featured this variation in one of its episodes. Despite its first introduction in 2005, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Lizard, Spock did not gain much traction. In 2008, however, it gained popularity among audiences of The Big Bang Theory after an episode showcased the game. In this episode, the Lizard Spock expansion, Sheldon and Raj couldn't decide on what to watch on TV. To settle the dispute, they play a game of Rock, Paper, Scissors, Lizard, Spock. Number 7. Rock, Paper, Scissors is often a game people play in order to resolve a dispute in a group or between 2 people. Sheldon and Raj from The Big Bang Theory aren't the only ones who use this game to settle disputes. In fact, Rock, Paper, Scissors is a popular way to choose between 2 choices or to eliminate several choices. For those who find it hard to choose, Rock, Paper, Scissors is like flipping a coin or throwing dice. Number 8. In fact, Rock, Paper, Scissors once cleared the dispute in a court case. This happened in a 2006 court case in Florida, when Federal Judge Gregory Presnell ordered the opposing side's lawyers to play Rock, Paper, Scissors. This ruling came after the judge expressed his disappointment in the lawyers' incompetence. Number 9. If you want to practice your Rock, Paper, Scissors skills, you can do so online. Affinity Studio created an AI bot that players can challenge through a game of Rock, Paper, Scissors. The AI operates under the notion that people are not random, so its computer algorithm studies and observes a player's patterns. The more data it has, the better it can predict your next move. This means the longer you play with Affinity's AI, the more it learns how to beat you. Number 10. Contrary to popular belief, Rock, paper, scissors isn't always a game of chance. Affinity Studios' AI bot isn't the only one that believes in patterns. Several researchers have also come up with the same conclusion. Most suggest that it's not always about luck. People have a pattern, and they play according to this pattern subconsciously. Number 11. In the original Rock, Paper, Scissors game, there is a 1 in 3 chance of winning the game. This means a player has a 33.33% chance of winning the game. Studies also found that players use rock and scissors 35% of the time, while paper is only used 29.6% by players. Number 12. Many believe that using paper against male opponents is a good opening in a match. Studies showed that most men choose rock as their first move in a game. According to researchers, this might be because rock is often associated with determination and strength. Therefore, if you're playing against a man, consider throwing paper first. Number 13. Players who are losing will usually use rock more often in order to save themselves. Most players see rock as the strong and reliable choice. Because of this, a player who is falling behind will usually use rock to save themselves. If you're currently leading, then consider using paper for your next turn. Doing so might end the game quickly with your win. Number 14. In relation to this, people often associate scissors with aggression. In the same way that people associate rock with strength, people also associate scissors with aggression or offense. Scissors can be a useful or deadly tool, and some people believe this psychology affects a player's next move. Number 15. People who have previously scored are most likely to repeat their winning moves. A Chinese study once observed 300 games of rock, paper, scissors. The results showed people will most likely choose the symbol that let them score previously. On the other hand, players who often lose points will usually change their symbol right away, usually following the sequence of rock, paper, and then scissors. Number 16. Improving your observation skills can also help you win against your opponent in rock, paper, scissors. A lot of players play the game by reading an opponent's patterns. Because of this, paying attention solely to your own moves can cost you a game. By observing your opponent's moves, you can notice a pattern. For instance, if you notice they like to use rock, then choosing paper is the safest choice when you're unsure of what to throw for your next move. Number 17. Aside from observing your opponent's patterns, you should also observe the tension in their hands. Patterns aren't the only thing you can observe from your opponents. Most players, including yourself, have tells that can hint the other player in what their next move will be. For instance, if a player is holding a tight fist, then they will probably choose rock. A loose hand can hint at paper as their next move. Number 18. Aside from observation, rock, paper, scissors is also a game of intuition. Some players, such as novices, will usually play at random instead of reading your patterns or tells. This can make them hard to predict, and building a strategy will become an impossible task. In times like this, a player can only rely on one's intuition. Number 19. If two elite players compete, it can be just as hard, if not harder, to predict their patterns. Unlike novice players who play randomly, elite players are very aware that their moves are being watched. With this in mind, an elite player will most likely plan 2 steps ahead. That way, they can keep their patterns hidden and plan surprise attacks. Number 20. In the first USA Rock, Paper, Scissors League, the national champion won $50,000. Some people may think rock, paper, scissors is just a casual game, but it's a serious sport for many. In 2006, the US held its first national competition for the game, called the United States of America Rock, Paper, Scissors League, or the USA RPS League Championship. Mario Anastasov won the title of the first professional rock, paper, scissors champion in the US, along with $50,000. Unfortunately, by 2014, the league was defunct. Number 21. In the Philippines, they have 2 variations of rock, paper, scissors. The Philippines has Jak-en-Poy and bato-batopik. Jak-en-Poy was inspired by the Japanese variation of Jak-en-Pon. On the other hand, bato-batopik is a phrase that translates to rock, rock, pick, where pick means choose. The 2 variations are the same, with the minor difference that bato-batopik involves chanting the name of the game and revealing your hand at pick. Number 22. In Malaysia, they use bird, water, and stone instead of rock, paper, scissors. Malaysians use bird instead of scissors with a hand gesture of 5 fingers brought together to form a beak. Rock stays the same while water is signified by an open palm. According to the rules, the stone beats the bird by striking it down, while the bird beats water by drinking it. Lastly, water beats the stone by sinking it. Number 23. The Indonesian version, on the other hand, uses human, elephant, and ant. The game is called Suten Sut, or simply Sut. A human is symbolized by an outstretched index finger, while the ant is an outstretched little finger. To signify the elephant, the player's thumb is slightly raised. The elephant beats the human, while the human beats the ant. Lastly, the ant beats the elephant because the elephant is afraid of ants. Number 24. In South Korea, they play an upgraded version of rock, paper, scissors. The South Korean variation is called muk-jji-ppa, wherein muk translates to rock, ji translates to paper, and pa means scissors. The game opens like rock, paper, scissors, but it differs when one player is in the lead. The leading player will score a point if the opponent has the same hand as the leading player. Thus, the goal of the leading player when attacking is to make their opponent choose the same symbol as them. Number 25. Pokémon also uses a fighting system similar to rock, paper, scissors. In Pokémon, the famous Nintendo role-playing game, there are several types of Pokémon, and each type is especially strong against another type of Pokémon. For instance, Fire Pokémon beats Grass-type Pokémon, while Water-type Pokémon beats Fire Pokémon. Meanwhile, Grass-type Pokémon beats Water-type Pokémon. Who knew there was so much more to rock, paper, scissors than just a fun and casual game? To so many researchers, the science and skill behind it is serious business. To casual players, it can certainly unlock the secret to winning more games. If you ever find yourself bored with playing rock, paper, scissors, just keep in mind these facts. Applying these tips and tricks to your next game will surely make things more interesting.
If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more facts videos.